Welcome to What Do You Think, Book 1, 30 Controversial Issues Today for Very Advanced Classes. Read by L.I.'s Korea, editorial staff, and copy edited by Dwayne Voorhees. This is teacher Karen, and this video is brought to you by Camglish.com. Today's topic is issue number 11, Sending Women into Combat, on page 43. Sending women into combat. How do you feel about sending women into combat? I'm a woman who will be going through Army basic training in a few months. I think it would be foolish of me to say that I want to go into battle, but I think it's totally unfair to exclude women from combat duty when they can handle it as well as men. Women should be expected to do the same work as men in the military and in wartime. When are the people going to realize that women are a viable source of our national defense? Canadian law has been revised, and now women are allowed to serve in all military positions except on submarines in the Canadian Armed Forces. There are plenty of men out there who would gladly give up their combat positions to women, and plenty of women who would jump at the chance to prove themselves in battle. Alright, so we're done reading the story. Let's go to what does it mean. Number 1, what do you mean by viable source? Well, viable means capable of living. Now let's answer number 2. What does it mean? Jump at the chance. Okay, it means to accept an opportunity. Now we are going to answer the reading comprehension check-up. Let's start with number 1. Is the writer eager to go into combat? The answer is no. Now for question number 2. What does she think about keeping women out of battle? The answer is she thinks that it's totally unfair to exclude women from combat because they can also handle it as well as men. Now for question number 3. Do people realize women are important to their defense? I think it's not. Because she says here, when are the people going to realize that women are a viable source of our national defense? So she was asking. Now for number 4, can Canadian women serve in all military positions? The answer is yes, except on submarines. Okay. Alright, now we're going to answer the last questions on this page, or on this topic. Okay, what do you think? Again, I will need your own opinions about this, so get a piece of paper and a pen. And copy the questions. Now I'll be giving you the answers for number 1, number 2, and number 3. Let's start with number 1. What do you think of sending women into combat? Here's an opinion sample for number 1. My first impulse is to say, women do not belong alongside men in combat. But on second thought, perhaps a woman's place is where she wants to be. Perhaps when 18-year-old girls start coming home in wheelchairs and body bags, we begin to wonder why we think it's acceptable for 18-year-old boys to come home that way. Question number 2. If you were a woman soldier, would you be willing to go into combat? Here's an opinion sample. Society has made some giant steps in liberating the present generation from gender sluts. Let us not take a step backward. Although I would not choose a combat role for myself, I would fight for my daughter's right to have it, if that is what she wants. Number 3, should the government force women to serve in combat? Here's opinion sample for that. Nobody drafted me. I volunteered. I've been trained on the M-16 and have achieved an excellent rating. If the law doesn't allow me to go into combat, it means that I don't have the right to fight and die for the country I love. Anyway, drafted means conscripted. Now for the last 2 questions here, I will leave it to you. Number 4, if your wife insisted on going into battlefield duty, what would you do? Or let's say your girlfriend. And for the last question, do you think female casualties would affect Army morale differently than male losses? Alright, that's it for today. I'm gonna see you on my next video. Goodbye, have a nice day.